All right. Look, I'm in the middle of cooking and everything, but I simply had to stop after viewing Al Bernstein's video. Now, I've said it before on Twitter when Dan Raphael and I, had our little conversation, but it was about that long because I didn't agree with what he said. Anytime you don't agree with I guess you can say like a sports figure, someone that's known or more so, or that's on television or something like that, they have a tendency to just ignore you and run off. They don't like to debate because they feel as if you shouldn't stand up to them and really say anything back to them anyway. But in my mind nowadays, a lot of them simply don't know what they're talking about. It's all about favoritism and going along with the masses. Whatever the public says, whatever the masses of the public says, they have a tendency to go along with it because they don't want to ruin their own ratings. They don't want people to stop following them, so they just run along with it. Um, that being said, Al Bernstein, who's normally not as biased until it has come to this whole Mayweather Pacquiao fiasco. And I say Mayweather Pacquiao because everybody just seems like they don't want to say it like that. I watch all the editors and reporters and things like that. When they write, they say Pacquiao Mayweather. They don't even go right in the alphabet. They simply refuse to even put this man first in writing. Alphabetical order, people. Hello, Pacquiao does not come before Mayweather. Pacquiao does not come before Floyd. It does not become. It just doesn't come before any of that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But that's a little thing that you need to watch for all these boxing fans, all my subscribers, and everybody else. Every article you read, they even put the man's name first. That is just crazy. Come on, man, go with alphabetical order, but say it right. But Al Bernstein, man, come on, that has to have been one of the most biased videos I've ever seen you do. You had absolutely nothing whatsoever positive to say about Floyd. You talk all about court cases and things of that nature. Did you talk about Manny Pacquiao cheating on his wife? That they hurry up and got out of the media because he's a quote unquote humble and the boxing savior and all this stuff? No, you said nothing about that. You say anything about Manny loving to fight at catchweights and Manny really is just fighting names for paychecks. You said nothing of the sort about any of that. Now, when Mayweather fought Marquez, it was a problem with Marquez being at 146. It was a problem with him coming up to 147 and things of that nature. But it's okay now because it's Pacquiao. Why did you not say anything about that? But you bring up Mayweather's court cases. You bring up what do you call it? IRS issues. The man's IRS issues are nothing. Those are said, done, gone. That was a gazillion years ago. But I guess people just really need something to talk about, right? And I'm coming to the man's aid because it seemed like no one ever really does. For some reason, it's just like they just hate this man. I'm thinking they're wishing because they were in his shoes. And now you turn around and you speak on Mayweather choosing Victor Ortiz and Victor Ortiz is not quite this person or not quite that person, and his career was dead and resurrected with Andre Berto. People, and you all have said it yourselves, just because a person loses, hadn't Pacquiao lost 3-4 times or whatever, how many times he's lost? Just because a person loses does not mean that their career is over, said and done. So everyone now, that's the only thing they can talk about is throwing Ortiz in the fray by saying that he quit, his career was dead, he's not quite this person, he's not quite that person. Every fight Ortiz has had up until the Maidana fight, nobody had anything bad to say about him. He had one off night, and then all of a sudden everybody, he's a tomato can, and he's no good, he's this, that, and he doesn't have any heart. Same way like when, and I've said this before, when Galata fought Mike Tyson. Galata had a busted eardrum or a damaged nerve somewhere. Nobody knew that but him. He knew how he felt. So why would he continue? The man didn't want to fight anymore. People threw beer bottles at him, called him a quitter. His corner cursed him out. But the man knew something was wrong inside of him. So maybe this particular night, he felt like something was wrong inside of him, and he knew, if I'm going to continue my career, I'm not going to sit here and get beat to death or let it get any worse. The man could have been dehydrated, anything. He came right back after everybody, Max Kellerman, you yourself, Al Bernstein, especially Letterman. What's his name? Whatever his name is. But he get on my nerves anyway. he's a Pacquiao fan. Now, had Mayweather jump ship and went to Showtime, he would have nothing else to do with him. Nothing else to do with him. And now that Pacquiao's come back, it's like, oh, thank goodness he's back. He just strayed away and it's okay. Come on, man. People, quit being so biased, man. Quit being so biased. And you speak about every time when Mayweather has fought someone, how come Pacquiao did not choose an up-and-coming fighter, a fighter that's that actually poses a real major threat? Do I think Marquez poses a threat to Pacquiao? Yeah, I think he does. Because for the simple fact that he needs a person to be close quarter to him. He doesn't have that long reach. So he's a great counterpuncher in that aspect. But that does not mean that gets Pacquiao ready for Mayweather. I really can't even fathom why you would even say that when they're in two totally different leagues. Mayweather doesn't need to be right here on you to counterpunch you or box you. Marquez is not a tune-up for Pacquiao to fight Mayweather. Come on, man. You know better than that. You know boxing. And I guarantee you're probably not going to even respond to this video because you know everything that I'm saying to you is correct. Just call this stuff right, man. Quit being biased. Quit bringing up all this unnecessary negativity when you don't bring up any of Pacquiao's negativity. Quit bringing all that stuff up, man. If you're going to talk about the fighter, talk about the fighter, leave it at that, and then do the same for the next fighter. You don't have to say, oh, Mayweather didn't cut his grass today or his hedges aren't trimmed. That don't have shit to do with boxing, man. Call it like it is and just be honest. All right? Now, let me hear you respond because I would definitely love to talk to you because you have done a full turn. I'm starting to think you one of those Pacroids. I think that's what they call them. And don't get me wrong. I like Pacquiao. He's an entertaining slugger. That's just basically just what he is. Me personally, I prefer the sweet science of boxing. Like all this crowd, everybody's into the MMA and they feel like if you box, you're a runner or you're scared or you're this or you're that. That's not what boxing's all about. Boxing's about hitting and not getting hit. If people just want to see blood and guts, let them go watch MMA. Quit trying to turn boxing into MMA. That's not what it is. Come on, man. Real talk. Y'all need to lighten up on that shit. Peace.